My name is Erin Smith, and I welcome you to my individual process video of the group art installation for EDAR 422 Creative Arts Education. Firstly, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land in which our installation would take place, the Wurundjeri people, both past and present. Our installation, titled Wominjeka Indigenous Voices, Past, Present and Future, incorporates a sharing of knowledge and understanding of Indigenous Australian culture through story. Our aim for the installation was to make it interactive and accessible to people of all ages through engaging and thought-provoking items. Our vision was to make something that could be used over and over again, developed and added to year by year, subject by subject, in order to cater for the students' current understandings and experiences. Jacob suggests that a cross-curricular approach is referred to as interdisciplinary because it incorporates more than one single subject area, with the subject disciplines related through a central theme, issue, problem, process, topic, or experience. Therefore, the installation we created is considered interdisciplinary and inclusive. The installation is curriculum-driven in order for a multitude of subjects and learning areas to be achieved and incorporated. From a variety of areas such as science, mathematics, English, to all aspects of the arts, we aim to provide a clearly interactive and involved installation that a school could implement to show students knowledge and understandings, instigate new thinking, and provide a connection to the Indigenous peoples of Australia. It was a priority of ours to ensure that each section of the installation can be manipulated and changed according to the curriculum needs and abilities of the students. We used the cross-curriculum priority of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander histories and cultures to bind and enhance our installation. Nakata suggests that one can't do battle with the Western systems of thought without understanding it. Likewise, its inconsistencies cannot be turned around and an Indigenous perspective substituted without rigorous understanding of Indigenous concepts. It was important for us to create an installation that instilled new knowledge about Indigenous Australians' culture, past, present and future, whilst creating learning blocks of knowledge that will enable a solid understanding of the Indigenous peoples. Akara suggests that the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander knowledge and understanding will enrich the students' ability to participate positively in the ongoing development of Australia, hence why we came up with this topic. Considering we are aiming for our installation to be used in a school or education setting, it was important for us to consider the educator's role and understandings of Indigenous peoples' history and education as well. Vaughan states that questions consistently arise as to what we should teach, what we can teach, and how we should teach it. It would be an unrealistic expectation to imagine that any one person can be an expert on Indigenous Australian studies. Having this understanding allows for exploration and research by both students and educators into specific facets of Indigenous culture and life that are of interest. By providing a base for more learning, we are encouraging higher order learning and understandings from the participants. When developing our installation, it was important for us to consider the 8 ways of Indigenous learning, being story sharing, learning maps, non-verbal, symbols and images, land links, non-linear, deconstruct, reconstruct, and community links. We tried to include as many of these 8 learnings into our installation in order to provide the participants with an overall and comprehensive understanding of the Indigenous culture and stories. The 8 Ways wiki page states that it is important when developing an Indigenous education program using the 8 ways of thinking to be responsive to the context by responding holistically to people, land, culture, language, spirit, and the relationships between these with integrity and intellectual rigour. A secondary technology college in London stated, arts education has a major responsibility for some of the important aspects of a child's development, those which have intellectual, personal and social significance and strong links with the essential and emotional life of the individual. It is important when developing an arts education that the person's well-being and cultural understandings are taken into complete acknowledgement and compassion in order to determine what is appropriate and acceptable. By encouraging children to use all forms of the arts to immerse themselves and develop and explore the Indigenous culture and traditions of the Wurundjeri peoples, it allows a holistic view that not only aids their understanding but encourages their well-being and self-identity. Linking segments of the installation to the past, present and future, it enables the students to see the whole picture of what has happened, what is currently occurring, and where the cultural aspects may lead in the future. This insight allows the students to make their own judgments on the culture with backing and depth. We chose to focus on Indigenous Australian culture and knowledge through story in order to provide a different insight into the heritage of our country, whilst providing the students with a learning benchmark. Our installation provides a wide range of sections that allow people of different ages and backgrounds to connect and explore such a unique and important culture. Now to my individual part of the installation. I had English and Media Arts and decided that the best way to incorporate these two facets into our presentation is through the showing of a clip and then a response. Being such a sacred topic of Indigenous knowledge and understanding, there are strict protocols of what you can do and what is acceptable, and therefore it's become a bit of a challenge. I decided to use a Footprints in the Mud video from the Arrow Healing website, which tells a Wurundjeri creation story. I then aimed to use the app Animation Desk to provide the participants with the means to respond not only to the video but the whole installation. The Animation Desk enables individuals to write, draw, or speak a response or artwork, which then in turn is created into an animation. Media arts can be incorporated in a lot of ways, however, through unenforced and experimental means, I feel it is the best way to introduce a teaching style. A special school in Midlands, England stated that, I think the strongest link between ICT and what we've said about art is the fact that everybody here treats it as a creative tool, and I feel through the relaxed means I'm implementing it, it enables the app to become that of a creative tool. I hope you enjoy the installation.